Serious leadership questions have emerged concerning the leadership of not just the Nigeria Prison Service, but also the larger Ministry of Interior under which it exists. Some people have said, look, the jailbreak in Minna, where you had very high-value suspects, killers, robbers, etc., 210 escape, only 30 are rearrested, meaning 180 still at large. And it was only after that crisis that we now heard from the Minister of Interior saying essentially that the prison service is now about to hire 6,000 new staff members. Should it take a jailbreak of that magnitude, this level of crisis, before action is taken, as opposed to pre-planning ahead of these kinds of incidents?
Yeah, thank you very much. Without missing words, I like to appreciate the intervention of the Honorable Minister of Interior, Lieutenant General A.B. Dambazao, for all he has been doing to assist the Nigerian Prison Service to get its footing. The request for employment of more hands, more personnel, did not just start yesterday. It has always been. Several years back, the authorities of the Nigerian Prison Service have always canvassed for additional hands to be employed. But perhaps for whatever reason, nobody cared to listen until the present leadership now graciously granted approval for about 6,000 personnel to be brought into the system. It did not just happen after the
no, what we've heard very clearly that this has been given in a 6-week time frame. This isn't something that was said months ago. We're talking about three years essentially into an administration. This is the first time we're hearing about this, and it's happening after this crisis, 6 weeks. It means that there's a renewed level of urgency around this issue.
No, I will beg to differ, a little from that, because we actually made publication to recruit more hands much before. In fact, our portal is still open for close to 5 weeks now, if not more than that. The advert has been on, and nobody knew that the incident was going to happen. So the Honorable Minister has actually been proactive. If not for his coming in, how would we have been able to assess the Federal Executive Council, for instance? How would the Controller General of Prison, Jafaru Ahmed, would have been able to assess the National Executive Council to make presentation that led to the significant increase in the budgetary allocation, and by extension, this recruitment of personnel. And let me quickly add, the incident that happened in Minna, where there are terms that are loosely used by members of the public. When you hear jailbreak, jail attack, for us, operationally, we define the two scenarios. When you have jailbreak, to us, it means an internal insurrection amongst the prisoners, leading to violent attack on the infrastructure, either the gate or the perimeter fence, that will aid mass escape of prisoners. But what we had in Minna was perpetrated by external attackers. So it hadn't anything to do with internal crisis.
Let me ask you very directly. When you look at the way, at the current configuration of the Ministry of Interior, and you see that the Federal Fire Service is there, the Nigerian Prison Service is there, Immigration, Customs. We know even, of course, the Nigeria Police, since there's no Ministry of Police Affairs anymore, is now reporting to the Minister of Interior. Is it not too much for one ministry to be engaging with all of these very critical parastatals when you look at the need for focus in each of these institutions? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, let me quickly correct an impression. Customs is not with us. Customs, if I understand clearly, is now with the Federal Ministry of Finance.
When did that transition take place?
No, it's long ago. They've long left the Interior. They are no longer under the Ministry of Interior. For the others put together, I think is in the wisdom of the federal government. They are feeling that these are agencies that are directly concerned with internal security architecture. So for them, they are feeling that if they all work under one minister, the possibility exists for them to cross-fertilize ideas, to share information, to share intelligence for better management of security issues in the country.
Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Standing by with me is Mr. Francis Enobore, the Public Relations Officer of the Nigeria Prison Service. You wanted to offer a clarification and a response.
Yes. I was just going to say that the issue of customs, Nigerian Customs Service is no longer with the Ministry of Interior, except that the retirees, those that retired a long time ago, they are still maintaining the same board, with respect to processing of their retirement benefit and all of that. Otherwise, administratively, it's been excised from the Ministry of Interior. With respect to the contribution from Lagos, I want to respect the opinion of Reverend Kayode that contributed from that platform, except that I will want to differ a little within in the opinion he raised, that talking about prison officers suffering from inferiority complex. I can't remember how he tried to put it. He was talking about a warrant that was taken to court, and they discovered that there was an error in the spelling or whatever on the name that was allegedly committed by prison officers. To me, that is a little ridiculous, because the prison authority does not issue warrants. Warrants are issued by courts that are committing prisoners. So if there is any error, it will definitely come from the issuing authority. We don't carry register to court. We go to court with a remand warrant, to show. So it's absolutely wrong.
Before we close the show, let me ask you, when you look at some of the models of prison system administration in Australia, Japan, the UK, the US, you find that it's predominantly public-private partnership. Yeah. Obviously, the Nigeria Prison Service is almost completely run by the public sector. Yeah. Given the paucity of funds in the public service, is it not now time to consider giving 25 to 30-year leases to private sector organizations to build and operate Nigerian prisons?
To start with, if the Nigerian government so decide that they want to go into public-private partnership to all prisons, well, we are a law-abiding agency. We will key into that. But let me quickly add that Nigerian Prison Service today, the Controller General of Prison immediately came on board, discovered that the taxpayers' money, huge amount of money was being used to take care of prisoners in our custody. And to address that, I told you earlier on that we have 17 farm centers across the country. He has chosen 3 farm centers now to concentrate on expanding the production capacity. What we are looking at is the possibility of generating large quantity of what will be used, what will be used to feed them from these farm centers. So that is the new orientation now.
That's a fine place to leave it, Mr. Enobore. Thank you so much for coming on the program, and this is where we close the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, standing by with us has been the Public Relations Officer for the Nigeria Prison Service, Mr. Francis Enobore, and we close Sunrise Daily here. I wish you a wonderful day ahead. I am Juri Ngilale.
I'm Chamberlain, so goodbye.
Now I'm Nell Taigbe. Bye-bye.
The views and opinions expressed by guests on this program are those of the maker and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, and endorsement of Channels Television.